Okay, here it is. I'm just going to let you have it. There's a power vacuum. There's a philosophy vacuum, at least in the United States. And I figured over this amount of time, I was going to give you something that would fill that vacuum. I started this process in 2001, right after 9/11 and the anniversary of my father's death. There's something missing. There's something missing in an American philosophy that I guess was kind of given to us and then taken away. I grew up watching the Super Friends. I'm not sure if anyone here remembers, but the Super Friends was basically a group of all kinds of superheroes, different colors, shapes, powers. And they work together to get things done and solve problems and fight back the Legion of Doom. We are there now, and we are the ones we've been waiting for, as we know. And I have this philosophy that basically says the entire universe is powered by love. Capital L, love. It's a force, not just a romantic feeling. Love is the powerful and yet subtle force that connects the very smallest objects to the very other smallest objects. I'm not going to edit this. This is just going to be the way it goes this first round. Those smallest objects are spinning in space. Okay? They are in the soup of dark matter. You're going to have to call it dark matter because there's another possible thing that it is. There's other things it could be. This dark matter is the vacuum, okay, of reality, of life. And that vacuum is supporting. It is the womb of reality. Overlaying onto that, interweaving with that, is matter, is mass, is energy, is vibration. The dark matter is the medium, and all the rest of the matter is the universe. The universe is expanding and contracting over an infinite amount of time. We are in an expansion. We don't know when it's going to contract, but we are in an expansion. All of the objects in the world and the universe are moving away from us, redshift, moving away from us. That's the basis of the whole theory. And yet, between those two, the universe expanding and the tiniest particles connecting and coming together and vibrating in sequence and frequency, this interposition between the universe and the smallest objects is us in the neighborhoods. Okay? So picture the completely abstract, two completely unseeable and unknowable edges of reality. The very, very smallest and the very, very largest realities. You're not there. You can't see them. You have to have faith that they're there, a kind of faith. In between is the neighborhood. You live in the neighborhood. Your neighborhood is in a watershed. That watershed is your locus of control and your locus of enjoyment and being and work. It's in your watershed. That watershed, for me, is the Duwamish, is the Salish Sea, is the Puget Sound. There is no way to have this philosophy of mine without immediate and unqualified acknowledgement of the ancestors and the people that were here before me, whose land I am on. We owe back rent, and we owe land back, and we owe water to the tribes that were here before us and still are here. The Duwamish is still here. They haven't been recognized as a tribe, but yet, or by the government. I don't know if that's even relevant. It shouldn't be. But I live here in the Puget Sound, in the Salish Sea, with the Salish Sea people, and we owe them back rent, and we owe them our existence. The health of this watershed depends on indigenous knowledge. The health of this watershed depends on the whole concept of the longhouse. This is an uninformed video. I am not in any way a scholar of my local indigenous communities or national ones at all. This is just, I had to say it. I'm getting it out. This is my opening salvo. And it's a request. It's a petition for input. The philosophy, it's called love theory, says that we are not alone and that we cannot live alone. That is, it's as if you could take an elephant and put it in the desert and say, on its own, just go ahead. And you can't. It needs other animals. It needs other beings. It needs plants. It needs water. We are the same. We are social animals. We are beings on earth like all other beings. Okay? The 10 roots that I'm going to be talking about are 10 essentials for living. And if you looked at a guide to beginning hiking, you will see the 10 essentials. And it's basically that with a couple of different ideas. You don't need voting and internet access, and you do need bodily autonomy, but it's not a part of the 10 essentials of camping. But these 10 roots, which I'll go into in great detail, and I'll put up a sign so that you can see them. They're actually not necessarily in an order yet. Okay, this philosophy is beginning, even though it began for me to be hashed out in 2001 up until now, and very recently at a high accelerated rate. Those 10 essentials, those 10 roots are what needs to happen before all the rest of it happens. First, you acknowledge the land that you're on and the people that had it before you. Then you acknowledge that this is not yours, that you co-occupy it with everybody else who's here. You're in a neighborhood. Those 10 essentials, those 10 roots are essential for each person in the neighborhood to function properly and healthfully and in their right. They have a intrinsic right, a built-in, an inalienable right to water, food, internet access, because that's how you get your food if you don't make your own food. If not everyone has the space to farm and you can't pay everybody to farm and we're not giving enough money to farmers, then you have to have the internet in order to either buy things or have things delivered or have food. It is very difficult now even to just take cash and go buy food with it. You can't. So you need food, water, internet access, voting rights, access to the land and the water. So access to rivers, lakes, the ocean, access to green spaces, trees, grass, hillsides, mountains, things like that. You need a secure identity forever. Not like one that goes up and down. You don't, like your voter registration, like sometimes you're registered and sometimes you're not. That's insane to me. You can't have that. You need a permanent, like your social security number, which should be bigger and more secure than it currently is. And the last 4 digits somehow making a big difference. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that easy because all that stuff is on the net. All that stuff is on the net, the dark and the light net. Everyone has that information and it shouldn't be given out that easily. You have a right to that information and no one else does. You can take it away and give it anytime you want, and you can take it away permanently from everybody if you want to. It's your information. It's your ID. It's your voter registration. And that doesn't go anywhere. You travel and it comes with you everywhere you go. You're immediately in my philosophy, and my philosophy goes above and beyond. It's probably overreaching, but here we are. You take that registration with you everywhere you go, forever. It's the voter registration, and you get one vote for that. And you don't, in my philosophy, need to have a representative. You can vote directly. Now, you can have a representative to vote for your area, your district, your city, your county, your state, but you do not. In order to vote for, I'm putting in quotes, in order to vote for the president, if you're going to continue having one, or even a regional president, which I think is a better idea, you will use your one vote for yourself. No more electoral college. Everyone knows that thing's bunk. And more importantly to all of this, because you're in your world, okay? And your world is, I think, the one you can drive to at the maximum, and at the minimum, the one you can walk to. But in between then, it's a region. It's a bioregion. For me, it's Cascadia. I live in Cascadia, and that is the Northwest, and it includes Canada. Because Canada there's no boundaries according to salmon. There's no boundaries according to water. There's no boundary according to grizzly bears. That part of the world is a part that you live in, and the one that I live in is Cascadia. And that's where all your extra, trade and all that kind of stuff is going to happen. So if you're going to have a philosophy, and that I believe it is a progressive philosophy. It isn't all progressive philosophies. This is mine, that are the one that I'm cogitating here. Your Northwest Cascadia area is where you have power and control. Okay. Didn't realize. I just ate. You have power and control. And and you don't have any power and control over the national situation, and the national situation doesn't have power and control over itself. So let's get serious. So it's really a bioregional philosophy. That is the key to it all. And it includes autonomy forever, bodily autonomy. Whatever's inside your skin, whatever's inside you, is yours. That's it. That's it. There is no, you don't have to debate conception or end of life care. It's all inside you. Whatever's inside your skin is you. And if it's no longer inside you, it's not you anymore. That's somebody else. That's something else. So when a baby is born, that's when the baby has rights as a human. Otherwise, it's inside a person, and it's not yet a baby. It is a part of the person inside, attached by the placenta and the umbilical cord. You're you until when you're out. Okay. It's going to sound a little discordant right now, because this is all off the dome, because I've been practicing this, but I haven't got a script in front of me. I'm just literally staring into a camera trying to get this out in 18 minutes. The obvious things that a philosophy must have, this is a humanist philosophy. It is inherently that way. It is made by a human, and it promotes all humans. Everyone means everyone, and that includes all humans. It doesn't matter what kind, and it doesn't matter the shape, color, texture, style, height, any of that. Okay? It's embedded in the philosophy that humans are all human. And they all deserve these 10 roots. They all deserve essentials. You can't move forward without voting on these essentials. Okay? And you put them in an order, and everyone gets to vote, and it doesn't have to do with the Electoral College. It's through the phone that you currently have here, or the computer. You log in with your credentials, just like you log in with credentials for your accounting software, for your billings, for your credit card. You trust that. You should trust that for voting as well. So you log in your you, and you get to vote on this on the order of these 10. And the reason why you're ordering these 10 is that you're going to do one of them really big. You're going to do one of them forever. You're going to get one of them done. That's the key to this whole thing, is you're going to do water for everyone, or you're going to do food for everyone, or you're going to do internet rights for everyone. And you're going to cascade those into each other. So when you're done with the water, it's going to do the food. And when you're done with the water and the food, it's going to be doing the other stuff. So imagine that each one is going to pay for, when you do it, you're going to put some outlay in the front, but when you do it, it's going to pay for and align the next ones below it. And you're going to vote on that. You're going to choose that as a group. And I think you should choose that in a neighborhood and a bioregional way. Okay, the watershed and the bioregion. Sometimes those are the same, but not always. That's Cascadian thinking. Cascadian thinking to me is that you solve these major problems and then it goes down and solves the rest of them. And we're going to solve all of them. And I know that sounds big, okay? I know that sounds unreasonable. It's outrageous, actually, to think we're all going to get on the same page and do one thing. That sounds unreasonable. But yet, we can and we do. We, the United States of America, at least here, built the interstate highway system. It's a massive project. It was a massive project. Now it would take trillions of dollars. At the time, I'm sure it took the equivalent of it. But if we were to do that again. And then we did the rails. Of course, we did actually the rails first, I think. Actually, I don't know that. So we're going to be in a situation where we're going to have to address everything about climate with this project, okay? These 10 things that you do in this order will address climate change inherently. To tackle water addresses climate change. These are the things that you're going to do, okay? You're going to log into this philosophy. You're going to decide whether you can adapt it to yours. Okay, I'm going to keep going big. The other thing that it is a way to think about the universe, is a way to think about the creator, is a way to think about your place in the universe. And I offer that. This love theory is either a power of the creator, or it is the creator itself, but you can call them both. You're going to put it all together, and with those 10 essentials, with the watershed, with your neighborhood, you're going to do mutual aid and take care of your neighborhood. All of this will be promoted and done through the neighborhood. It won't be done nationally. It might not even be done bioregionally at first. It's going to be in your neighborhood.